Alright, so we'll put some oil on the legs. Now you should be well versed in doing the leg massage with the bamboo, different types, different techniques. So we'll go through this, and this will really be just something to hopefully inspire you, but just really just go through. As I said to you before, you should have found out your favorites, but even if you didn't, or you just want to practice, what we're going to do here is I'm just going to go through how it would look. This is a 20-minute video of you just really to help practice, solidify what you've been doing, and you can just practice along and watch as I go through the different techniques and using different tools. So now remember, if you just had something like you're waiting for your hot bamboo tools, you could just find a cylindrical object like this, and I'm going to do a heap for you, a heap of techniques. So this is basically recreating an effleurage stroke, which is what you want to do. You wouldn't go into any of the deep tissue type work with the bamboo. So I'm just going to work through so you can just have a look, go, okay, let's use this and work with me as we just have fun with it, right? Getting feedback, exploring, creating, discovering. And this really should be just this process of discovery. Like, oh, this. Ask your partner, how does this feel? So do circles. You can do zigzags. So you can see here, I've now got one hand, so more of a circular fanning type motion here. Feels amazing. So what I'm doing for you is just playing with rhythms, with depths, like I told you to do. And now medial calf work. So you can see I've got my hand, and I'll do different grips for you. So now do the lateral side there. It's also good to have, because you've got the beautiful heat from the bamboo, it's also good to connect with your hand, and I'll show you another example. So we'll just put down on the foot here. Again, this feels absolutely beautiful, beautiful heat through here, a nice broad stroke. Come back up. Okay, now we do this nice fanning motion, which you know all about. So hopefully this will give you just a bit of an idea. Go, okay, I can do this sequence. All right, and so you might like to. Again, this is really a practice for you. As we go through and get you, what I want you to do is it's just second nature. You'll go, oh no, I really like this, and my practice partner loves these. So these are the ones I've got. These are the ones I'm going to use, and really simplify it. But they also kind of like these. So all right, I'll practice with that, and I'll do this. So what I'm doing here is just changing angles. So more vertical, like I talked about earlier on, and then more horizontal to be more broad across the calf and the soleus here, Achilles tendon. Really covering the whole calf. And just over the back of the knee there, nice light. And doing the same thing, just working my way up the adductors. More across the medial hamstrings. And then out this iliotibial band, keeping it more vertically. And then I'll go more horizontally, so you see that there. Right the way up there, right up into the hip. So you can see my right hand, the grip that I'm using in there. So I've got my knuckles down, so it keeps going higher off the table that way. So my knuckles are onto the table, so it gives me a better horizontal application to the hamstrings. You see that? Then you just move it to the other side. So if you're doing an hour massage, this would be about 5 minutes per leg. So with this, as I say, this is a discovery process, and you should pretty much have already worked out that if you've only got this one tool, you can, this long cylindrical stick, whatever you're using, you can do everything beautifully just with this one, right? So you don't have to overcomplicate this. And in fact, it's quite often, that's why I'm showing you lots of techniques just with this one tool. So you don't think, oh, now I better use the two short ones. Now I better use the, if you've got them, the half cylindrical ones. You will be absolutely fine. You can do it with just this one long cylindrical bamboo. So I'm using the end of the stick here, just doing some deeper work there, as you would if you were doing massage. This would be more like if you're using, say, your elbows or your thumbs, doubled up thumbs. And now a broader stroke after the deeper work, just like you would in massage. So now some nice massage. Right, so what I've done there, so okay, if we were to look at that as a massage, what I'm showing you now, that'd be a perfectly good 6-minute one leg massage right there. Right, so there's one pole, right, one stick, whatever you want, what should we call it? Well, one stick. And the long cylindrical bamboo stick with this massage. Started with the massage. Now we're doing some beautiful massage here. We've done beautiful bamboo work, and this would be a fantastic leg massage sequence right there, right? With just one, without having to use short ones, anything like that. And so there you go. You've already got. You could just use that. If you wanted to keep it super simple, nah, I don't want to create, I don't want to discover, well, I'll just copy mark, no worries. Now, I just want to show you. See how my elbow, for those of you that don't really know so much about massage, my elbow is jammed in against my ribs. Jammed in, so it sounds a bit, but it's pressed against my ribs. So I'm not having my elbow flying out, because the reason is, it's nice and solidly pressed against my ribs there, which gives you better control and it's much easier to do. Right, so there you go. What was that? That was 8 minutes. So whether you're doing between 5 to 8 minutes, you could just, you've just got a sequence right there. Right, so there is your prone leg sequence if you wanted to just do that. Now, of course, with this half cylindrical, you could have done what I just showed you with the half cylindrical one. But I'm going to show you more techniques like I'm doing right now. So I'm just showing you some nice techniques we can do around the foot, the ankle, the heel. So I'm going to show you this, the differences you can do with this. Now, one thing with the half cylindrical, right? I've talked about the edges and the different feelings you can get from that, give sensations. It's also lighter, of course, because lighter than the full cylindrical, but it's also with this flat area, it's much easier to grab hold of rather than a cylindrical object. So you see I've got my heel that I press on there, come up to the edge, the leading edge. So it's easier to grab as well. Again, I don't want to get you thinking you've got to get this, you can't, you do not have to. But it's a great addition to your toolkit. And now working along the rounded edges down, flat edges towards the ceiling basically, or towards the camera. And just working some nice longitudinal strokes there. So take particular notice of how I use my hands here as well. Because I'll change my grips as well. And you can see I just use fingertips on there. So I'm doing this and showing you some more upbeat, more sort of vigorous work there you could use. And don't forget that, play with the rhythms, have fun with it. Do slow it down. Again, like you would in massage, you might do some really slow work with your elbows, your forearms, then come back and use your hands and do something a little more invigorating. So, okay, so I'm using the rounded edge here and also the back edge there. Now the forward edge as I push, so I'm pushing, I'm pulling, and now we're doing fanning. All of this, well, if you haven't already practiced, you know that your client or your practice partner, maybe your clients by now, find this absolutely delightful. So as I say, one of the big differences with using this half is the fact that you can immediately give a different sensation with the same tool. You have the rounded edge and then go to the rounded side and then go to the edge. Then come back to the rounded side. So again, what I've done, I've just sped this up to show you, we can do something a bit more invigorating. Now you'll see how I leave my hand there, massaging. So I had to put some more oil on because of that new half-cylindrical stick that I've just had manufactured. It's drinking up the oil still, so it's absorbing a lot of the oil. Now I'm going to do some nice massage. So of course this forearm massage you could do anywhere through that massage sequence, interspersing it with bamboo, come back, so I use the so being a forearm, this is a deeper technique, so you don't start with it of course, but include that in there and then come back, grab your bamboo. So what I was going to say was, you notice that when I get another tool, I try to keep my hand on the body at all times, as you do. It's a good massage technique. You don't want to just sort of leave the body, so you want to have tools nice and close to you, ideally, so you can keep your hand on. But I also continue to massage rather than just sort of, even if I'm touching the body, I'm still massaging and so that, it's continuous. We're not stopping the flow of the massage. Can you see that? Oh, there we go. Very good. So grab another tool. So again, now I'm going to show you, I've got these nice hot half cylindrical ones. No, not half cylindrical, they're short cylindrical. So I'm just going to show you this one where I can do one on the hamstring, so you can do them together, but I can also do them apart. Fanning strokes, so Effleurage type strokes with these. So the reason I'm doing all this is if you kind of go, well, what could I do now? So this is why I wanted to just show you, well, there's so many things and so many more things that you could do that, as I say, I hopefully do inspire you. Go, wow, I didn't even think about that. Oh, I'll do that, and get feedback from your partner. And if they love it, put it in. So these nice hot sticks are really nice. The hot bamboo on the feet here feels really good. And now you should remember this pushing technique here. You've got to make a T out of them. And so this, you should be asking your practice partner, how does this feel? How does that feel? Which you should have done already. Okay, so this is where we put the heat, like I showed you before. So we've got, what we're doing here, or what I'm doing here, is utilizing massage, but with the heat, like I talked about before. So they've got this really nice heat sensation. So of course you can do it just with your elbow, just with your forearm, just with your fist, just with your hands, but we're adding heat to it as well. So we've got the best of both worlds. So now, just showing you could use these side by side. It's another really nice sensation. So again, remember about what we're achieving with the bamboo sticks is heat. So we're getting this lovely sensation of therapeutic heat and this unique sensation, right? We're also getting this lovely smooth feeling of the bamboo. This is the beautiful massage pressing feeling. There's a really lovely feeling of lovely broad strokes. So we're balancing out this, using these lovely, using them to their advantage. So you're not losing sight of what are my hands and my forearms and my fist best at. So for the massage that. And then we're going to, as I said to you earlier, we're going to complement them with these. So you want to use these as, for their best usage. Like, what are the advantages of using the bamboo? What are they good for? What sensations do they give? And then you're doing that, if that makes sense to you, right? So now we're using the front edge there. So, to my point, so you can't get this sort of front edge feeling from anything. So, of anything on your hands or your forearms, right? We don't have that sensation. So it's like a completely new sensation, and with the heat. All right, so I'll let you just watch this as we go through this, practice this, get feedback. So once again, using this, just doing some nice, more detailed work there, especially if the client's got Achilles problems, ankle pain, tightness, all of the above. Okay, now doing some active release work. So again, you don't have to do this, but it's nice, especially if you've got more athletic, more sports related, more athletic clients. They might like that. They might like to have something more active. Okay, so I've gone back to the full cylindrical, long cylindrical one. Sort of finish up with. So what I hope by doing, as I said, it's a 20-minute video, but it's great for you to practice. It's great for so you should be now, by doing this, really comfortable with using the different sticks, getting a really, taking the guesswork out of it. You should really know what feels good to you, what feels good to your client, or your practicing partner. And so you should really have a really good understanding by just doing this of being able to, so I'm just going to show you some nice massage techniques here. Great way to finish off. So I would start with the massage, finish with the massage, as you'll see all throughout the course. I'm just going to do some stretches for you, which you can include again for your potentially more. Again, I don't do this so much. If someone just completely wanted to bliss out, just super relaxed, which I talk about more in the beginners area about what I don't include in my relaxation type massages. But by all means, if you want to do this, that's why I've included them. Again, get feedback from your practicing partner. Do they like to have stretches at the end of it like that? All right, so let's say you should really know all about this by now, and there's your legs done.